First, I would like to thank everyone who watches my videos. Sorry guys to have kept you waiting for so long for the next one. Recently I had the amazing opportunity to visit the island of Sicily. Thank you Aye for pushing me and almost forcing me to go there. In this video, I'll give you a bit of a history class, while at the same time I share some of my thoughts and impressions regarding the culture, the landscape, and the way people live over there. By the way, Sicily is more than just its history about the mafia, you guys. While I give some general information about the island, the footage you'll see belongs to the eastern coast, specifically Catania, Noto, and the city of Taormina. So let's begin with the name. Why is it called Sicily? Well, it comes from the Greek name Sikelia, which comes from Siculi, a tribe that inhabited a portion of the island. The Romans also called it Trinacria, because it's a triangular shape. Another thing you should know is that it is the biggest island of the Mediterranean Sea, and with around 5 million people, it's the fourth region of Italy in terms of population, with important cities like Palermo, the capital, and Catania, placed 5th and 10th respectively. Even though Sicily was the first Roman province to be created for the Republic, its culture remained mostly Greek for a very long time, despite multiple attempts of annexation from Carthage and other powers in the region. As the second most populated city of the island, Catania is an important stop in your visit. Not everyone comes here for the city itself, but also for this. Mount Etna, one of the most active volcanoes on Earth. People's fascination with this volcano is so strong and old that it's said that Hephaestus, a Greek god, or Vulcano in Latin, had his workplace here, assisted by giants and other mythical creatures of the Greek mythology. Today she's called Mama Etna. Yes, she. And she's revered more than feared by the locals. That despite the city being destroyed 7 times by volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. They see her more like a personal deity that protects them, instead of just a time bomb that could explode in any moment and destroy everything. It's very interesting for me to go to a new place in Europe, and no matter how close you are from another country, the culture, the language, so many things are different. Catania is the most authentic place I visited here in Sicily. Of course, I barely saw a fraction of the island, so I have a limited sight to draw a general picture. The first thing that will draw your attention when you get to the city is the color of the stone used for the constructions. Very, very dark, almost black in some areas. This is of course because of Etna's activity. Another thing you'll notice, if you've been to Italy before, you'll know how religious and superstitious people are. Not everyone, of course, but it's impressive. And here in Catania, it's even stronger. The veneration of Saint Agatha is no small thing. History tells that a year after her death, which it was around 251 AD, on the date around her birthday, a huge eruption threatened the city and its surroundings. Then crowds of people fled from the mountain to the saint's tomb, snatched up the paw that covered it, and hung it up in the path of the fire. On the very day of the Virgin's birth, the stream of lava halted and did not advance a foot farther. Or that's what they say anyway. My vision of Catania was like having a déjà vu. It felt familiar. Of course, being a native Spanish speaker, I am culturally closer to Italians than a lot of other people. The way we speak, the tone, the gestures, how loud we are, and unfortunately the decadent state in which the city is. It reminds me of Latin America in so many ways. Compared to France, it feels more alive, much more chaotic, that's for sure. But that's my impression anyway. A good way of getting to know a new place is to walk its streets when most people are still asleep, when the city is barely waking up, early in the morning. It's a whole different experience. If you're strong enough to do this like me, I really recommend going to the fish market just next to La Piazza del Duomo, Catania's main square, right in front of the cathedral. You'll have fun there. People there are really friendly and open to tourists. Another thing I suggest you to do is to have a cornetto and some coffee for breakfast. By the way, Italians love strong coffee. You don't have to specify espresso, they make it strong by default. Another thing, if you like pistachios, you'll have the best time of your life. They add it to everything. I have to say, I'm impressed by the number of churches I found. We can see how people's life used to revolve around religion, and for better or for worse, that still happens today for a lot of people. On the other hand, the cities of Noto and Taormina, although beautiful, are way more touristy and standard in terms of what you will see. Don't get me wrong, I loved visiting those places, it's just that it's less unique, more like a product for tourists, or that was my impression anyway. They're also smaller in population, so it's normal, I guess. I just hope they don't fall victims of their own success. They're a pleasure for the eyes, I'll tell you that. Just walking around the little streets and discovering everything these places have to offer, it's very relaxing. One thing though, if you're crazy like me and go in the summer, prepare for the heat and the sun. You've been warned. At least there are amazing beaches to cool down. So stay close to the sea and you'll survive, and maybe even enjoy it like a lot. If you go to Noto, you have the Lido di Noto, which is a beach, and in Taormina you will find Isola Vela. I really recommend these places. I'm not gonna lie, I loved Italy and can't wait to go back. The weather is amazing, the people are friendly, the history and architecture, the landscape, the food. I mean, of course, that when you deep dive, there are problems, and the honeymoon probably turns into something else. But no country is perfect, and this one won't be the exception. Italy, as a whole, is a place to enjoy, a delight to the senses. An experience definitely worth having. Like I said, I can't wait to go back.